Hey there guys, it's Aarava here, and today bringing an F1 2014 video, and today is a very important video to make, and it's about lag. It's about lag online during multiplayer on F1 2014, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a case of lag between myself and a fellow mate and YouTuber. You'll probably know him, Ben, or Tiametmarduk. So basically, me and Ben were doing some racing, and there was a bit of lag, so we thought we would get into a 3-lap race and properly test out the lag by, slowing down, trying to see how our cars react to one another in terms of seeing each other on the track, and if there are any lag spikes and whatnot. So that's what we did, and the results are pretty damn, interesting and a bit, shocking in a way of how weird the lag is and how actually bad it is. And I'm going to be tweeting this to Codemasters after I put this video out, and I appreciate if you guys could help me out by doing that as well. If you tweet it to @Formula1Game and @LukeSpring UK, that would be really good to help me out, try and tell Codemasters about this lag and see if they can do anything about it. So here the video gameplay starts. So my screen's on the top left, Ben's is on the top right, and so here we go. I'm in the Mclaren, he's in the Ferrari, and I've synced this up as best I could via the 5 red lights, so hopefully it's pretty much synced up to the same exact time. So you'll see the amount of lag that we'll see in this 3-lap race. I'll talk you through it. So basically we start the race, everything's going normally, we're just starting the race normally, and then I'm telling Ben that I'll try and get closer to him on track. So Ben's obviously on the other side of the track here, and as you can see, I can see Ben going through this left-hander now pretty normally, and then on his screen he's in the middle of the track. On my screen he is on the left-hand side of the track, which is really weird. And then here on my screen you can see I just went past him. On the left on my screen I just went past him, but then if we look back to his screen, he's nearly 2 corners ahead on his screen, which is just crazy. And right now I'm overtaking Hamilton, and I can see Ben behind Hamilton, and on Ben's screen he's 2 corners ahead of me trying to attack Vern. As you can see, Vern is even in the same place. It's not just Ben that's in the wrong place on my screen. The AI are on the wrong screen, in the wrong place on my screen as well. Our races are completely different. Here you can see Ben slows down because he wants to see if we can, make contact and kind of see each other. And I just go past him like he's not even there and just smash into him. And it's just crazy. He's invisible on my screen in this race. Ben gets knocked off. He could see me perfectly fine. He could see me coming up to him. But on my screen, it was just thin air, and I just passed through thin air. But on his screen, he got shunted off by me. So you can imagine if Ben raced online with other people in the UK, how crazy it would be if he did like a proper, serious league race, and he couldn't be given any space because on someone else's screen, he's not there. Now, I think I've got pretty good internet on my place. I've got 50 megabytes of download. Not a great upload, only 2 upload, but the download's the biggest thing. And also the ping, I've only got 12 ping at max, and most of the time it's about 5 ping, so that's very good internet. I'm not too sure about Ben's, but I think Ben's connection is pretty good for him in Australia. But just because of the distance between us, the amount of lag is just ridiculous. It's been the worst I've ever seen, worse than 2013. Here you can see on my screen, I'm just trying to cause carnage just to see if Ben can see any of it, and Ben actually can see it. But if you look at my screen now, look at it. When Ben comes up to me, what's happening there? His car's sort of see-through and ghosted, and then Ben starts to drive off. I can see him up till now, and then he ghosts off, and look at that. Look at the difference. Ben is behind me on his screen, and his ghost car has just driven away on my screen. That is absolutely ridiculous. Here, I've just smashed him up the rear on his screen. But on my screen, I was literally just letting Alonso through and driving away. And Ben can see me perfectly fine, it looks like. If you can see by just looking at the 2 screens, it looks like Ben can see me fine, but I can't see him. Now, I'm not too sure if that's because, maybe Ben's connection to mine is so bad that the game can't, logically send me the data to where he is on the track for me, but somehow he can see where I am, which is a bit weird. So yeah, and then we come through here. Now this is a point where basically Ben had an idea, because as you can see there, again, I couldn't I couldn't see him on his screen, and I just smashed into him. So here Ben suggested we do flick spins and see if we could see each other's. So a flick spin is where you put it rapidly into reverse gear and spin. So I told Ben when I was going to do the spin, and he would look for when I did it. So here we're coming down to the reverse. He can see me do the flick spin. You could see that on both our screens. I did the flick spin, and he could see me perfectly fine. Ben's car is stopped on track. As soon as I get anywhere near his car, it starts to just like ghost away on my screen, and then I turn around and tell Ben to do the same thing. So Ben's going to do a flick spin now once I can see him on my screen. So here, look at Ben's screen. When he does the flick spin, he does it on my screen. Look, I can just see him driving off into the distance, and then he teleports into me. He just reappears in front of me. You could see that very clearly. As soon as Ben did the flick spin, Ben's car on my screen just drove away into the next corner. But then as soon as I got near to Ben, actually, like where he actually was, his car reappeared, but still in a very see-through, ghosted manner. This is crazy. This is unbelievable lag. You can imagine if me and Ben were ever racing in the league or anything like that, the amount of lag that would be involved. I couldn't give Ben space if he was on my inside or outside. And this is really going to hinder his online experience completely because, you know, he's going to be driving along thinking, oh, you know, it's just going to be a normal race. Everyone's hitting me off, but no one's going to be hitting him off because no one can see him. So it's pretty damn crazy. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of lag, and it's worse than 2013, I'm afraid to say, between, you know, me and Ben. I think it's definitely an issue of being, you know, UK to Australia, and I know that's a big factor, the fact we're across the world from each other, but I still think it needs to be better than this. At least it needs to be the same as 2013. 2013 was bearable, but this is unbearable. I can't race Ben with this lag, and it's crazy. I mean, I've done plenty of online races with other people in the UK, so I know it's not, you know, an issue on my end in terms of my internet being rubbish that I can't see Ben on track, because I've raced plenty of other people wheel to wheel who are in the UK fine. It's just the fact that we're across the world and the game just can't cope with it, which it should be able to. I mean, all the major platform games, you know, that have multiplayer are at least able to show you where someone is roughly on track or on, you know, your map if you're playing an FPS game. So yeah, a bit crazy. So if you guys did find that interesting, then do comment below. Do you experience lag like this? Are you in a different country from the UK? And if you race other people from other countries, do you experience a lot of lag? I know it's only been a few days since the game's been out, but have you raced online and do you experience that sort of lag? But yeah, I'm going to be tweeting this to Codemasters. Do help me out by also tweeting it to Codemasters if you have a Twitter account or on Facebook, because I really want them to see this, because this lag needs to be, you know, looked at. It needs to be, you know, if there's some sort of patch that can be done, it needs to be, you know, implemented and patched, because, you know, otherwise you simply can't race people from across the world, and it's a bit crap that if you have to restrict yourself to racing people from just your country, you know, massively, you know, shortens the kind of wide net of people you can race. So yeah, that's been the video today. Hope you guys find that interesting. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Give it a like if you did find it interesting. Comment below on what you thought. Subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 content. I've been aarava again. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.